Uh, Teacher down here eating some leftover shrimp Alfredo from Olive Garden. I don't know what's wrong with people with the food, man. Alfredo sauce does not belong to shrimp. I don't know who came up with this idea. It was terrible. It'll eat, but um, do not have shrimp or Alfredo. We're meant to be done. They shouldn't go together. It's weird. Anyway, it's leftovers sitting on the fridge. Today, I want to focus on nonsense, bullshit ideas in education that have persisted sort of like herpes. You know what I'm talking about. Y'all know. I'm talking about learning styles. And all the other pseudoscience bullshit, nonsense, pseudopsychology ideas that we have in education. Like learning styles. Let's start there. Okay. The VAK. Bullshit. Visual auditory kinesthetic. It's been around for a long, long time. It's also been debunked for about 30 years. This visual auditory kinesthetic learning style shit. That the idea being that if you match your activity to a student's learning style, they're going to learn better. Yeah, it's been totally dumped by cognitive psychologists and neuroscientists and psychologists and everyone who knows anything about anything has dumped these ideas. So this idea of being a visual learner or an auditory learner or whatever is like total bullshit. There is no such thing. If you want to know more about it, go read up on your Dan Willingham out of the University of Virginia. He's written about it extensively. About how matching learning styles doesn't matter, actually, and that the modality of instruction has to do with content of what you're doing, not with the learning style of the student. Now, there is no, and we all have preferences, right? Well, of things we'd rather do than other things. Some of us, who enjoy music, we like to listen to things. Those of us who enjoy doing visual arts, we like to look at things. But the bottom line is, when it comes to educational content, that your learning style is not a thing. You want to learn how to fix, motors. You got to put your hands on a motor. I mean, It's a kinesthetic activity, is it not? You want to learn about maps, you got to look at maps. That's a visual activity. You want to learn about music, you got to listen to music. That's an auditory activity. So this idea that there is somehow the best way for each individual kid to learn based on learning styles is bullshit. And that leads us into personality surveys. All right. So, I'm still eating that shrimp Alfredo. It's not very good. Alfredo sauce and shrimp. Are you kidding me? Really? I mean, come on. Anyway. So, personality surveys. All right. Myers-Briggs. And based on Myers-Briggs, of course, there have been lots and lots of different individual kind of personality surveys. And this is one of those things they like giving the teachers, they like giving them to kids. They're like, you're going to learn all about yourself. I've done True Colors, done Myers-Briggs. They're basically the same thing, True Colors. Yeah. When you have people say dumb shit like, well, I'm really green, you know, I'm really yellow, or whatever. It means that they've done True Colors. All right? You hear this education all the time. Education, people use that language. I'm going to have a whole separate thing about emotionatics here in just a minute. Whole separate deal. Basically, personality inventories are fine, except that they're bullshit. There's one good one. It's called the Big Five. Big Five is the only research-based personality inventory in the world. And the thing about it is, first of all, they're very upfront. But you're not going to learn anything new about you. Right? You already know who you are. It's a reflective tool. It's a tool for thinking about who you are and what you do and so on. That's what it is. You already know all this. There's nothing new here. And it's free. And it's online. You just go and do it. Anyway, we're going to come back to emergenetics in a minute. Teacher Dan, signing off.